I met Cheech in Canada in 1968.
He said, come down to the club and see what we're doing.
So he came down with his girlfriend.
It was right downtown, man. It was the worst part of town.
It was a strip joint. Big bikers and all these rowdy single guys.
They had this kind of, I don't know, this weirdest thing going there.
I thought it would be sexier if they took off their street clothes on stage in the form of, say, a skit.
I told him I was this great improv actor, and he hired me as a writer. It was kind of an ideal situation for a young guy. You get to hang out with naked chicks and smoke dope and do comedy. And I don't know, let me see the girls. Okay, let me see the dope, okay.
But to give you an idea of the club, we got all these hardcore bikers and that wanting to see naked women. And so I had a classical guitarist come out, and then a mime artist would come out, picking flowers. Just when the bikers in the audience are getting ready to attack, or to kill somebody, I would come out through a door with my shirt off and my hair messed up as if I woke up, with a rolled up newspaper, and I'd walk over and say to Dave, what kind of fucking song is this? And I'd start beating him to death.
The thing that really developed when we got into LA was the Pedro character, making him Chicano lowrider, because they didn't have too many Chicano lowriders in Vancouver, and even less in Calgary.
We went through all the stages that people do in this town. You know, people trying to manage you, and they couldn't manage us, and so on, and until we met Lou Adler. After that, we did it.
The way that I met Cheech and Chong, I was at the Troubadour on a Monday night, which was their hootenanny night.
In order to get on stage, you had to show up early in the morning to stand in line waiting for the box office to open at 6.
We'd sit there, we'd write material, and we'd eat sunflower seeds and watch all the hippies go back and forth and talk to the other nuts in the line.
You could tell how long we were there because people would walk by and you could hear them crunch, crunch, crunch on the sunflower seeds.
So finally, we started building a following there.
And so we heard that Lou was there, so Cheech called him up and Lou said, come on in.
So we go down there, we meet Lou at his office, and he was kind of a hip-looking guy, and he told us he grew up in East LA.
One particular routine that Cheech does, someone that I went to school with, so I related to their material in that way.
He said, what do you want to do? And I said, well, we want to make a record, we want to do a comedy album.
If we could come up with a way to help somebody visualize the routines that they were doing.
We figured, hey, this is a funny audio joke. Okay, so we started making audio jokes,
Our first hit was a little comedy thing called Dave's Not Here.
The bit was supposed to be I was supposed to knock on the door and him come in, and it was about an employment office.
So we're in this little studio.
Tommy says, well, why don't you get into the character, put on a coat and a hat and go out there.
When he went outside, I'm trying to get this little tape recorder working, and I didn't know if it was on or not. Anyway, when he knocked, I didn't look at the needle. I looked at the door, and I said, who is it?
He's not supposed to say, who is it? He's supposed to come in and we start the bit.
And he goes, it's me, man. I got the stuff. Let me in. And so I was stunned. I was looking at the tape recorder thinking, is that on? Did it record or what? And so then he knocked again, and I saw the needle jump. So I said, oh, it's working. So I'll start the bit over again. So I go, who is it? He goes, it's me, man. I got the stuff, now let me in. And then I thought, well, that's funny. He's getting mad. And so I just waited again. And then he knocked again, bam, bam, bam. I said, who is it? My dumb stoner voice.
And so the routine proceeded with him just fucking with me. Who? What? Who?
He says, I'm Dave, man. And he started banging the door, banging the door. I'm Dave, now let me in. It's hot out here. What are you doing?
And everybody on the lot is walking around. They're saying, like, who is this guy with the long hair and the long coat and the hat with a bag? What is he knocking on the door saying he's Dave?
So I opened the door, and I thought he was going to hit me.
And so he says, you gotta hear this. And so we played it back, and we just rolled on the ground. It was so hilariously funny.
And every time we played it, we laughed ourselves sick.
The optimum way of presenting the material of Cheech and Chong was film.
You know, the thing about making your first movie, it is like making love for the first time. You never forget it. And it's like, you can't believe that you're doing it. I'm finally in. We're making a movie.
Let that sucker up, man. We'll go to the moon.
It was a low budget movie. We shot it in less than a month. And sort of like guerrilla movie making.
We got a gig at the Roxy, man. So get the guys, okay? All right, it's together, man. We're gonna be there, man. We're gonna take this battle of the bands. We're gonna do it.
You know, we just captured that rock and roll feeling, the anti-establishment, youth got to get out of the house, and it's an ode to the genius of simplicity. They get in, they come around, they go around, you see where there's an empty lot, they come in your park. Tommy Chong 101. I think he came up with that, the LA car culture. They go everywhere in cars.
We just whipped through LA, we went through, Tijuana, the whole thing.
I remember doing this setup, and there was this guy doing clams. I said, hey, man, I'm gonna try one of these. Everybody looking, clams on the street in Tijuana, I don't know. And this, like, really scrungy hooker comes walking up. She comes up to me and just puts her arm around me, and she takes the clam, without word, takes the clam out of my hand and goes, and then gives it back to me. And even the clam guy goes, I'll get you another one.
Headquarters, come in, please. This is code name Hardhead. Hard hat. Give me that.
Now, Stacy was very disciplined. He got who he wanted this guy to be.
Look, you idiot! You are a stupid man!
Tom Skerritt, he got that Strawberry character down, that scary Vietnam vet.
Give me a pass at last touch there and jettison me into the patties.
What are you talking about, patties, man? Ain't no patties. They're just Chicanos, man.
Zane Busby, who plays the girl that they pick up.
During lunch, Zane was telling us this story. It's a real story about her girlfriend.
And every time they'd make love, she'd make a lot of noise.
We're just rolling on the ground laughing because it was so far. So Tommy says, that's what we're filming after lunch.
And she'd start going like a motorboat, Fuck me, Alex.
And we had guys, kind of with the 2x4s rocking the van.
Kind of weird working with actors playing stoners. Well, what a rush, huh? It was Up in Smoke, we learned that we couldn't get high. We were supposed to be driving, and the walkie-talkie, they go, okay, we're rolling. And we just sat there and we're smoking, talking. And the poor cameraman, they're waiting there and waiting, nothing. And then about 15 minutes went by, finally goes, are you guys okay? Where are you? I said, oh, sorry.
That is Heavy Metal 101. That riff was written by our friend Gabriel DeLorme, who was part of our group in Vancouver.
That's all he had. And so then I said, oh, okay. So I took it and wrote the lyrics. Mama talking to me, trying to tell me how to live, but I don't listen to her because my head is like a sieve.
My daddy, he disowned me because I wear my sister's clothes.
Being comedians, we weren't stuck in a genre. We were like, okay, who are we going to make fun of next? And the punk thing was just coming into its own, and we said, wow.
We don't don't even know any tunes yet, man.
What do you mean, man? We have 2 rehearsals, man. Besides, it's just punk rock, man. You know, you don't have to know how to play. All you just gotta do is be a punk.
It may have been the first time that the punk groups, if you will, were filmed.
We captured the essence not only of the day, but an essential youth quality and us against them quality. Whoever it was against the establishment.
But to think beyond just putting the film out to what would happen 20 years from, or 5 years from, I don't think we even thought about it. You know, it's a pleasant surprise that it just continues.
It's a piece of history, and it's there. It will always be there. And you know, you can't mess with it. You know, we captured a whole period of time, and it's a very important piece of American history. You know, very, very important. Those times will never happen again. That was our time.